Lyla Brasmer are in black and white. All of the memories of her are long faded. And the trail of her killer is beyond cold.
It's been 50-some years, and the whole ball to me has been dropped.
Many of the cold case murders that we cover are solved through DNA testing. Cases from the 1990s, the 80s, sometimes even going as far back as the 70s.
But solving a case this old is rare. And tonight our Dan Tilkin discovers finding whoever killed Lyla requires solving another mystery first. And this Coin 6 unsolved.
Along the railroad tracks off Vancouver's Fruit Valley Road.
I missed her.
This farmhouse is part of who Randy Brasmer is.
This is Grandma's house. It'll always, regardless of whoever owns it, it's always going to be Grandma's house.
He remembers sitting with his grandma at the kitchen table. He remembers Tigger the cat. Some of his best memories, until in this house, his childhood went sideways.
This is where the family, to me, ended. Basically, after this happened, the family just separated.
It was a Thursday afternoon in May 1963. Randy's grandpa, Albert, came home from work.
What do you know about the murder?
I know that she was having lunch. From what the families told me, she had to have been having lunch. She was cutting tomatoes up. They were found in the kitchen.
The story in the Columbian said Mrs. Brasmer's nude body was found lying face up on a bed in a first-floor bedroom. A knife with a wooden handle was found in the body.
Can you imagine that, coming into your house and finding your wife that way when you get off work?
4 days later, this Columbian story said investigators ruled out a sexual assault. The paper wrote, detectives searched freight trains and hobo jungles for clues to the killing. Later, they questioned 2 transients. But the case of Lyla Brasmer went nowhere. Just 4 months later, her husband Albert died. Perhaps a broken heart.
I remember a little bit.
Randy was just 5 years old. He was put in foster care for the rest of his childhood. Talking about the murder with family members was taboo. Now, nearly 53 years later, Randy is sick of staying quiet.
Why now? Why not 5 years ago? Why not 10 years ago?
I was waiting for my dad to be gone. My dad didn't want me to do it. My stepmom was alive. She died recently.
Randy knew solving his grandmother's murder was a long shot after so many years, but he was stunned by what the sheriff's office recently told him.
The evidence was there. Everybody knew it was there, and all of a sudden it's gone. Well, how would you feel?
It's a mystery of what happened to the report, the knife that was recovered at the scene, according to the news article. It's unknown.
Current sheriff's office staff didn't even know about the case until Randy asked. Record keeping back then wasn't what it is today.
It wasn't unusual for an investigator to take a case file and keep it with them throughout their course of the investigation.
They take it home.
And take it home.
All the detectives who investigated Lyla's murder are no longer alive. The Columbian article also quotes County Coroner Ken Ellertson saying she died of stab wounds to the chest. And the case was his first murder.
I have a little bit of good news for you.
Okay.
Small bit of good news.
All right.
They found the coroner. He's still alive.
Okay.
And he remembers the case.
Oh, that's great.
And apparently, he remembers or has a record of the coroner's case number. And so now the sheriff's office is going back through county archives looking for that coroner's report.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. That's a help. I come out here and talk to him, but it's not the same.
Randy knows solving his grandma's murder is not likely, but he often visits his grandparents' grave where they are side by side, and he hopes for justice.
I want to know.
Delayed.
To settle my own heart and for Grandma.
Dan Tilkin, Coin 6 News.
All that evidence disappeared. The Clark County Sheriff's Office just assigned this murder to their cold case unit, making it their 29th cold case.